Hello world, I'm ComputerHeat, and it is an exciting new world for Company of Heroes 2, the Western Front armies. We got them. Have a game between Puco, playing as the US, and BartonPL as OKW. And joining me today is a very special guest. It's a man who is banned entry from Iran, Texas, and Russia for promoting the game agenda. It's Mr. IpKaiFung.
Hello, Computer Heat. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. It's been a nice day in Copenhagen. Very unusual in that regard. And so this is one of the new maps, and this is the new factions. And I don't really know anything about them, which is why I asked you to come on and shed some light on it for me and for other folks. And yeah.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, my knowledge is probably a little bit because I've been playing it for a bit before release. So I probably have a little bit more in-depth knowledge on the two factions. So hopefully I can shed some insights for the viewers and listeners back when they So hopefully it'll be insightful as well as entertaining.
Yes, you no longer have to tease us with details about the alpha because the retail is here. And I'm sure people are sick of just hearing us chatter on. So let's get this going. And we're paused at 5 seconds, so we'll unpause in 3, 2, 1, go. Obviously I'm following Puco, and you'll be following Barton. And right away, we have Rifleman building for Puco.
Yes, that's a good build. I know in 1v1 I find that a good build as Americans is to go 3 rifles and then get an extra rear echelon, and then to get a lieutenant.
Tell me what the hell this thing is coming out of Barton's base.
Okay, so that's the SWS half-track, the Schwere Wehrmachtschlepper. And now this unit is actually, what you do with it is that you upgrade it into one of your next tier buildings. Now, unfortunately, there's a bit of an exploit at the moment where people are just running over guys, which is not intended and will probably be fixed soonish. So don't get used to doing it, people out in YouTube land.
We'll see if Barton tries to crush some mans with his trucks. But
I think he will. I have a good feeling that he'll do that.
Oh, I do like the squishing, so that's the kind of exploit that we can enjoy momentarily. It looks like he's trying to use it to destroy this building.
It is. He's actually taking life off that building. It's like the bar's going down a bit. That's very interesting. Like demolition derby.
Yeah. Well, if he's planning on setting up around it, that might be useful just to deny it as a place for the American player to set up his any kind of weapon teams. So we got a 3rd rifleman en route for Puco, and I'm seeing what I know to be Volksgrenadiers coming up for Barton.
Yeah, so he's got 2 Volksgrenadiers. He's building a 3rd. So he's got so Volksgrenadiers, they do best at long range. So like similar to the Grenadiers. But the Sturm Pioneers, which are the builder units that the Oberkommando West come with, they have MP44s. And these weapons they've got the assault rifle profile that the Panzer Grenadiers have from the Ostfront army. And that has good damage over all ranges, actually. It's not as good as bolt actions at long range, but it's really good. It's better at mid and better at short than any bolt action rifle. So what you really want to do when you're up against them pioneers is try and fight them at long range. Even rifles at long range will beat them as well. So you have to make sure you've got a big enough gap in between yourself and the Sturmpires. Sorry.
I've been well, I edited a guide recently, or a couple of them, that will be coming up on COH2.org soon, about using various commanders as Americans. And one thing they talked about was using the volley fire ability that the rear echelon troops have. So we have a fight between these Sturm Pioneers, and oh man, they're just ripping these rifles to bits.
Yeah, that was bad positioning from the American player. That rifleman squad is really lucky if he can get out in time.
Yeah, well, they got some backup coming up in the form of another squad of riflemen.
Barton's driving the truck over now, so he's going to try and run over these 4 riflemen.
Oh boy.
And
yeah.
Barton's got the Kubel wagon, so that unit is basically the MG42 of the Oberkommando West. It's got a machine gun on the top, but what happens is that when it's static, it takes a few seconds, and then you'll see this like icon above its head. It's got like 3 bullets, and that means that that unit can suppress in the arc. So if you look at it, it's got an arc there. Anything in there, you'll get suppressed when it's stationary. It has to be static for about 2 seconds.
It looks like some kind of bizarre cow catcher. Oh, yep, there's that that arc, and Puco retreats his rear echelon troops. So they go back to base. I'm a little this Kuba wagon seems kind of pokey. I'm a little surprised at how slow it is. It's no bike. It's no M3.
No, it's not super fast. But the other thing you can do as well is you can kind of sacrifice the Kuba wagon and salvage the wreck. That'll give you some fuel as Obercommander, because Obercommander can actually salvage weapon teams. Actually, any weapon teams that get decrewed.
So like packs and machine guns and the like.
Yeah, you can salvage them, and that destroys them, but that gives them 5 fuel per salvage. And also any damaged vehicles, destroyed vehicles, sorry, you can salvage them, and that will give you 5 fuel as well.
So I see that Puco has gotten out a lieutenant, and where's this lieutenant? Yeah, they are over in this house now. They don't really seem to be like the lieutenant from the Brits in the first company.
Yeah, none of the officers, the American officers, have any auras. They've all got. Well, basically, the lieutenant you can kind of class him as a beefy rifleman squad. He's got a BAR and he's got Thompson. So he's just a rifleman squad basically. He's got the same abilities. He's got smoke grenades and frag grenades when you unlock them from the headquarters. Sorry, the barracks. But other than that, there's nothing else he does.
So he's mostly just a like to unlock tech from your tier. Oh boy, it's gonna get really confusing as to what to call the tiers in
let's just call it tier 2.
Yes, I like that. This is the second one in my list, so we'll call it tier 2. So we get some sandbags up over by Puco's riflemen on the left. They're taking on this funny-looking sandbagged truck.
Yeah, and that's the battle group headquarters. That gives you healing and a reinforced point on the map. So that's Obercommando's only way of reinforcing on the field. And it's their only way of healing as well. So you have to be careful with this. It is susceptible to being destroyed by AT guns or tanks or anything of that nature.
I see that there is a vehicle crew that hopped out of their utility car over by the one of the cutoff points near Barton's base, and they've got a bazooka, and so yeah, that's one of the new tricks that you can do, making it super micro intensive using the Americans. But I want to talk about the battlefield headquarters a little bit more. So I know that these trucks, the OKW trucks, they just sort of come out periodically. Isn't that right?
Yeah, so basically he had that truck that came out at the start, right? And then when he upgraded it, it started the countdown for his next truck to be called in, which is 180 seconds before the next one comes in. So it's about 32 seconds before the next one comes out. And then when that truck comes out, he'll have the opportunity to upgrade it to whichever one. He can either get the Schwerer Panzer command, which allows you to have Obersoldaten, the Panzer II, the Panther, and the Sturmtiger.
Well, let's talk about the one that he did get out. So when it comes out right at the very beginning of the game, correct me if I'm wrong, but you can pretty much immediately either get this one or one other one. Whose name I do not recall.
The mechanized regiment headquarters. So this one he's got is the, we'll just call it the medic truck. It's a bit easier because that's what it's got.
Yeah.
And that one it's got 3 units. It's got the infantry Geschütz, which is an infantry support gun. It's a bit like the pack howitzer the Americans have, which is like a really light artillery piece. They've also got the infrared half-track, which is quite cool. It does, you set it up like a machine gun, but what it does is sweeps in between its arc, and anything in that arc, it gets revealed on the map. So it's got like this radar sweep type of thing, so you can see things coming. So that's quite a cool unit.
What kind of range does that have? I haven't tried it out at all.
It's pretty big. It's about 70 or 80, I think. It's really large. You can scan for quite a long radius. And the other thing it's got is the Jagdpanzer, which is a dedicated tank hunter. It's very similar to like an Su-85. just stats-wise, it's very, very similar.
Yes, when I saw pictures of that, I thought it was the Hetzer from opposing fronts. But if you're in Puco's position and you're seeing this battle group headquarters, what would you be thinking? What should he be thinking?
Artillery. That's what I'd be thinking. Or some indirect fire, because Barton's going to be camping around this truck a lot. So my first thing is that if he's going to be camping around here, I'm just going to get something that will, some indirect fire. So the options he's got now from this building, he doesn't actually have any, but he could take up to the captain and get the pack howitzer. That's one thing he could do. Or the other thing is that he could get a major and then get the M8A1 mobile light howitzer, the Scott, I believe is the nickname for it.
Uh-huh.
And he could get that, and that would also be a nice indirect fire piece as well. The Sherman as well is actually quite nice. Just the regular 75mm Sherman, because that's got sorry, I'm trying to think at the moment. That's what I'm saying of it. It's basically it's got high explosive red, which is really good at anti-infantry power, just killing infantry.
Yes. Now, the captain is what Puco decided to go with. So Barton's truck is driving around. Looks like he might try to just demolish this building as well. Oh, some Fallschirmjägers just jumped out of there. They've been asleep in the basement apparently, as they tend to do.
Yeah, Fallschirmjäger is very strong unit. They've got assault rifle profile weapons as well, so they're good at all ranges. So try. I mean, if you've got a vehicle, use that vehicle instead to take them out. They do have Panzerfaust, so you gotta be careful. But yeah, your best shot is actually just using a vehicle like the M20, the utility car, which is a really cool unit. You know, the crew's got a bazooka, so that gives them some form of AT.
Yeah, Puco
and also
has 2 of those.
Yeah, and he can plant mines as well.
He has been doing quite a lot of that.
Yeah, and also as well because they're anti-vehicle mines only. People don't tend to build minesweepers because their men don't trip on them. So that that's something that people don't do. It's like quite a psychological thing. When people play against Ostia, for example, as well, Russian players don't tend to build minesweepers either until they hit a mine, or they see those S mine sweepers.
Yes, once they're halfway through the S mine field, then you start upgrading them. That's the that's the standard practice, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, this captain got a little bit too deep in enemy territory, and now they're running off, waving their bazookas madly over their head.
Yeah, Captain, he's got an SMG as well, the same one as the Lieutenant has. It does a lot of damage. It does about almost the same as 3 Shock Trooper PPSHs, the damage output. However, he's not as good as the Lieutenant anti-infantry because he's carrying the 2 bazookas.
Yes. Is that is it the same submachine gun that the paratroopers can upgrade?
No, they have special ones. Yeah, in the stats files. They're special Thompsons. It's not the same as the paratrooper ones. The paratrooper Thompsons compared to like the PPSH, their advantage is that they've got a better mid-range profile. So the damage doesn't drop us off as much.
We finally have some healing from Puco in the form of this ambulance, which I'm not going to go into too many details about it, but I do have a question about this healing ability to distribute medical supplies. It seems to not have any munitions cost.
No, it doesn't, but it only heals units that are out of combat as well, so you can't, example, pop it and then fight, because and then heal your guys. You can't do that. So as soon as they enter combat, the healing stops.
Huh. So riddle me this: what's the advantage of using the medics that you can pop out of there?
What you can do, right? You can leave the medics at your base, and then you can put a rear echelon in the ambulance, and then you can drive the ambulance about.
I think I know what I'm going to be doing in my next game.
So you can do stuff like that. The rear echelon, like 160 manpower, they're very cheap units. And that volley fire ability helps you win engagements because it basically just puts anything on the deck straight away. So it's a very powerful ability.
I can definitely see why you were recommending artillery. Barton is blobbed up just crazily around this truck whose name I cannot remember in Battle Group headquarters.
Barton's getting the Jagdpanzer now, which is pretty good AT. And this is quite interesting. Puco's jumped out of the M20 and he tried to get a shot off with the bazookas that come with the M20. I'm
surprised that he just got into this house, which I thought would overlook all of Barton's units, but apparently they can't see out of there, despite it being 2 stories. So
yeah, it's
the more
probably
you know.
a true side bug. But you know, that's it. All these maps have got their little oddities, don't they? So now Puco sees this. He should back up now. This M20 pop smoke. Yeah, the M20 as well. It's got smoke, which is a really powerful ability on this car.
If Barton pursues it, which, I mean, Barton's smart, so I don't think that he will, but there are mines all around that side of the map. So yeah, and yet another mine is going down.
Yeah.
Maybe a mistake to put that down while Barton can see what he's doing.
Yeah, with the Jagdpanzer as well, it's also always in the focus sight ability that, you know, like the Su-85 is in. It's always in that mode. It doesn't get any speed disadvantage, but the thing is, it can only see in front of it. It can't see to its side.
Interesting. Oh, the captain is about to die on the left, and he does, dropping a bazooka.
Yeah, that's not a good move.
No, clearly he was not promoted due to his battlefield experience.
That was a bit of a silly move. And this vehicle crew's in a bit of trouble. They got to get out of this building, otherwise they'll get vaporized. And yeah,
their dying spasms hurl another bazooka out the window. Now, what one thing that the Americans can do, but Puco hasn't, is to upgrade weapons at the weapon rack out of their Tier 1 building. And I'm curious what you think about those, the upgradable weapons. I mean, obviously the lieutenant comes with a bar, and the captain comes with some bazookas. So we've gotten a little bit of a preview about, you know, what those can do.
Yeah, so the bazooka is an anti-tank weapon. It only does 80 damage per shot as well, so it doesn't do loads of damage. It's just basically so that you can't have the almighty rifleman bazooka blob. Basically, that's the reasoning behind why it's not that high damage. The other reasoning why, because with the ambulance, you see, they get that Tier 1, and that gives you some on-field reinforcing and healing as well. So that's really strong. The thing is that the reason why they can't upgrade their stuff on the map is because of that as well. So that makes you have to go back to the base to upgrade your rifleman.
I do think it's a cool feature where they've included that. Although, man, if you got some riflemen in the field, you don't necessarily want to have to send them all the way back home. I'm sure 4v4 players will complain about that with maps where it takes a full, minute to retreat back home.
Yeah, no, it's not really that cool, but that's the reason. Oh, we got some time on target artillery, but it didn't. The thing is, it has a very long time before it hits. But it's just like a really big salvo. All the shells land at once in a point.
Didn't seem to be that many shells, but
yeah, there's about 6, I think, 6 fires or something like that.
Huh.
And Puco's AT gun gets decrewed. That's not good.
Ah, so it does. I don't know how much these fall stream may cost. Oh, damn it! They retreated right before I could click on them and see what the reinforced cost is.
Yeah, the advance cost is 25.
I see them running off towards Barton's headquarters sector, so clearly he hasn't used the upgrade ability to turn his battle group headquarters into a forward retreat point.
Yeah. And I do like the spot where Puco has put his ambulance, because that'll actually give him some. That's quite crafty. You can reinforce from that point. The other thing as well to be aware of. Oh, this priest. He's got to be careful. He's getting a bit too close. What are you doing?
Getting some point blank shots, and damn, that first shot kills 3 guys. But I don't get to find out how much the second shot did because it blows up.
Totally not worth it. Sorry, man. That was bad. I don't know why he got that close.
I just want to point out that since that wall between the 2-story house and Barton's battle group headquarters went down, you can actually see he does have eyes on.
Yeah. And something as well, note, the ambulance, you can only reinforce from the ambulance when it's stationary, and also when it's in friendly territory as well. That's the only time you can reinforce.
And when it's occupied.
Ah, yes, and when it's occupied. Because when the crew's jumped out, then no, you can't do anything. This M20 is suiciding. Very weird. Don't know why I did that.
Maybe he thought it was a COH1 Greyhound. He could drop a mine right in front of it.
So Puco's called another priest on. Good move, but hopefully he doesn't, just drive it straight into the Jagdpanzer again.
Well, I do like the big pretty explosions. So
Let's see.
I guess the longer it's alive, the more big pretty explosions it gets to provide us. Speaking of pretty explosions, Barton's gotten a God, the names of some of these units are just horrible. The 7.5 centimeter LE.IG 18 infantry support gun.
Yeah, Leichte Infanteriegeschütz or something like that, I think it's supposed to stand for.
Oh, too bad my wife is out of town. She's a native German speaker. Get her to.
Yeah, so it's like it's supposed to be, it's a light infantry gun, so Infanteriegeschütz. That's what the stuff stands for.
I'll give it my best shot at Leichte.
Yeah.
So looks like Puco might get a point-blank shot on this Kubelwagen with his AT gun. Are we gonna see that? Oh, shoots straight into the ground. So we have a Vet 5 machine gun from Barton.
Yeah, that's a unique feature of Oberkommando West. Their infantry can go up to Vet level 5, which is the equivalent of the unit being worth twice its original value.
What is I forget what the calculation was for Vet 3. This
Vet 3 is
utility
1.6.
car is valiantly trying to decrew this infantry support gun.
Yeah, 1.6 for that stuff. Sorry, for Vet 3. And then Vet 2 is worth 5. Sorry, not 5. Sorry, Vet 5 is worth 2 times the value. This M20 is in trouble.
Yes, well, he's jumped out of it actually, so now it's just the crew that's in trouble. Is there any possibility of them killing? Oh, Priest just nukes this infantry support gun, and off goes the vehicle crew. Bam! Next shot kills a whole bunch of medics, I think, and looks like Barton's in danger of, and does in fact lose his battle group headquarters.
Yeah, so he's in a tough spot now. He's not got a lot of infantry left. He's only got one Fallschirmjäger squad in the MG34. And if I was Puco, actually, I'd try and get some more infantry. I think he's got an infantry company, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. So.
So now, yeah, with this commander, actually, that unlocks the M1919A6, which is a light machine gun.
Yes, you can see that his double vet rifleman squad just picked up 2 of those, so they're moving up. And I have not tried those out or seen them in use at all, actually. So
yeah, you can
what's
enter
the difference between them and a bar.
Well, basically, they've got the LMG profile, which is like really good damage at long range. Then, as you get closer, it drops off.
And the bar has the SMG.
The bar
profile?
has the assault rifle profile.
Assault rifle, is that different from the SMG profile?
Yeah, the assault rifle profile means that it's good at long, good at mid, and good at short.
IpKaiFung doing the Lord's work and helping noobs like me learn the arcane differences.
Yeah, so I mean, the BAR is just a straight up upgrade at all ranges for riflemen. Basically, it's just straight up better at all ranges. Now, you can do something quite interesting with these M19A6. They've got a mode called suppression mode.
Man, you just read my mind. Oh, house goes down.
That was a lovely pre-shot there.
Okay, now, yes, please tell me about that.
Yeah, so you have to be out of combat first, and then what you do, you guys sort of like, it looks like hit the dirt. That ability, it looks sort of like that. So while they're on the ground, they enter suppression mode, so anything they shoot at will be suppressed. So they're like a machine gun then, basically.
Interesting, but I'm seeing that they can't do it when they're in combat.
No, you have to sort of like plan that. Okay, these guys are going to come from this direction, and then you just pop that ability, lay down, and then Priest is in trouble again. Get back. I think he could be dead if he doesn't get around in time.
Gun destroyed. I'm having to use Alt to change the camera angle, which probably caused at least one person to vomit. The Jagdpanzer appears to have turned invisible.
Yeah, it's got this ability. It's like called cautious movement, I believe, and it makes it invisible and also gives it a bit more range. So you can. So it's like like the Hetzer in COH2, it could go invisible as well. It has no mobility though, so you have to be super careful.
I almost managed to get it out of range of that AT gun. We got a steward out now. That seems I mean, this is a fixed gun unit that it's chasing after, so it's not like crew stunned. Okay.
Yeah, it's got this vehicle shock ability now, so he could get up close and he could destroy the engine now.
He doesn't have enough munitions.
Ah, that's it. Now this thing is going to get panzerfausted though, because I think they will, or not.
Or not.
No.
Something just flew over the middle, and let's see a bunch of guys getting strafed.
Now this is airborne assault. This is a special. This is the final ability in the Luftwaffe doctrine. So basically, a bunch of planes, Stukas, and bombing runs will just dive by, fly by in the area, and then some Fallschirmjägers parachute into that zone.
I'm glad that the Fallschirmjägers in this game have actually learned how to jump out of planes rather than just hide in basements and cupboards and the like.
Oh, they weren't really hiding in the cupboards. They're just looking for some to eat.
Yes, know that if it... What? Okay, that was a... I wonder if Barton did that on purpose. Steal that AT gun with the Fallschirmjägers. How much are they to reinforce? I can't see that on his units, obviously.
Pretty expensive. It's what was it now? It's 440. 440 divided by 8. Sorry, my math is.
There's a 2-man squad running around in the middle, so you can just click on them and.
There's no reinforce button there.
What? Okay. There's one that just retreated back to headquarters. Look at them.
Yeah. They reinforced in time. Okay, here we go. But yeah, it's 440 divided by 8 when I do it now quickly, which is 55. 47.
Damn it.
47. So very expensive to reinforce. They take a while to reinforce as well. It's the same thing with the Obersoldaten as well. They're 50 manpower to reinforce.
Is that a unit that Barton is going to even be able to get out of the buildings that he has? Oh, he's actually totally cut off in the middle. Or do his trucks work as reinforced points when I can see the repairs going on?
They still do, yeah. But the trucks are purely sort of like strategical or tactical. Sorry, they don't give you any. They don't benefit your resources at all. They don't lock down sectors. They don't give you bonus resources. They're just there to like. You got the medic truck, and that becomes your forward reinforced point. So that's why you'd want to hover on that truck, because then you can be quite aggressive. And the other one, the mechanized regiment one, that has pioneers that can repair vehicles for you.
Yes, and for all of us who were afraid that those would become uncappable map blockers when they're in place, we can now see that clearly that's not the case, because Puco simply get behind the trucks and decap.
I mean, the trucks are mainly there. You could say it's for like some aesthetics as well. Like the headquarters basically is a truck, but it's a static one. It's not.
They do kind of stain the map, the mini map, which
they're quite big icons.
Is just a well, I think they actually change the color sometimes, which I remember Relic talking about that as being just purely cosmetic. So the Jagdpanzer is moving up to try to take shots at the ambulance, I guess. I don't know, maybe he's just using it to scout.
Yeah, it's a good thing to kill because it's it's your healing, and also it's
250 manpower and 10 fuel, so it ain't nothing.
No, and I think Puco needs to get an AT gun now. He really needs one to help deal with this Jagdpanzer.
Yeah, although he's gotten a second. Well, he has 2 priests. I think it was a while ago that he got the second one. Vet 4 Fallschirmjäger with 23 kills. 20, more than that now. But yeah, there is an AT gun cooking from Puco, but I'm not sure he's gonna really be able to defend it from this high vet infantry that Barton's got right now.
Now, it's going to be really tricky because, like you said, he's got this high vet. And these, riflemen get shredded. The other thing as well is that there's only, because of that suppression mode on the M19A6, sorry, there's no real need to get 2 per squad as well. You just get the 1, and then you can enter suppression mode on, your 3 or 4 rifleman squads that you go.
I see the Fallschirmjäger turned invisible.
Yeah, at Vet 2, they have the ability to turn invisible.
There's time to target artillery coming down on them. Oh, and Barton doesn't seem to notice. Commentary. Oh, I think they were talking about something else. Oh,
I think the AT gun keeps missing. I think the AT gun was missing. Yeah.
Well, now it's just running in the wrong direction. So
This is crazy. What is this AT gun doing? You're in trouble here now.
They want to pick up these drop machine guns and tie them onto the front.
That AT gun is finished now. The Fallschirmjägers will finish it in no time.
Yes. So, just a moment ago, Puco was in possession of all 3 BPs, and Barton's army was quite small. But now it looks like, well, Barton's turning the tables a bit. But he's lost another one of his trucks to these priests. I think that may have been the reason that Barton was poking forward with his Jagdpanzer, just to try to find those and, you know, snipe another one or two. So we got a new truck rolling up. Now, was that... I don't know if you were paying attention to the cooldown on them at all. If you can tell me if that was, like, waiting to pop, or if it just...
No, it's basically because the other one got destroyed. I think that one was during cooldown, because he didn't have... I think Barton didn't have the 3 trucks at any one time. So, when one gets destroyed, the cooldown gets started. Oh man, these priests.
Oh, so I caught that on camera, as it were, but I didn't actually see what it was that got hit.
That is the infantry Geschütz, I think.
Ah.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. It was an MG34.
Huh, okay.
Got completely vaporized. There's no weapon crew left either.
So these double LMG riflemen, you know, they were just chasing after this AT gun that was trying to back away from them, but obviously on the move they're not able to shoot. I shouldn't say obviously. On the move they're not able to shoot.
Yeah. The only squad that can actually fire on the move with an LMG is the Obersoldaten.
Yes, that's how they got to be Ober.
Yeah, Ober. But actually, I believe a couple of people have mentioned that that was actually a proper rank, but it wasn't actually very high rank. It was quite a low one.
I think
apparently.
it's... Oh, I don't know what it's equivalent to. But dropping 1, perhaps dropping 2 LMGs. Wow,
so gotta be careful.
That's a lucky rifleman.
Yeah.
So, with the addition of all of these weapons that can be picked up from the headquarters, I'm really curious about weapon slots and the number of weapon slots the different squads have, and the sizes of different weapons. I wonder if you know any information about that you can share.
Yeah, riflemen have 2 slots. The weapon crews as well. Sorry, the vehicle crews. Sorry, they've got 2 as well, I believe. So, like, you could get your Sherman. You could give them. You could put 2 bars on your Sherman vehicle crew, for example, and then pop them out and then like shoot the guys. So I mean, you could do that as well. Very expensive. One of the commanders actually allows you to upgrade them to Thompsons, your vehicle crews.
Yeah, since the armor company does that, is it an upgrade or
it's
do
an
they just
upgrade
automatically come out with it?
For 90 munitions, you can upgrade the squad. It's not got much use. I have not found much use for it, but I'm sure someone out there will find some application for that ability.
Yes.
The other thing
let's use that as a natural segue to say that there's a new ESL tournament coming up this weekend. So hopefully we'll see a whole bunch of crazy ass strategies that work coming up soon.
Yep. Usual site esl.eu/COH2, and that will give you send you to the main page, and then there should be a news post about how to sign up, what the dates are, what the rules are. That should all be there for you to have a look at.
All right. Well, that's not going to be relevant for people who see this like 2 days after I put it up. So let's get back to the game. Here comes some Fallschirmjäger falling in a very stilted fashion onto the ground.
And that Vet 3 rifleman just died. He didn't retreat it. That was really annoying.
Yes. Man, these priests have really been doing a number over on Barton's base, but I think you know, now he's set up his stuff in places where Puco's not really quite sure where things are.
Yeah, and I think Puco could do with another like anti-infantry vehicle, like a Stuart maybe, just to deal with all these Fallschirmjägers, because you don't really want to use infantry against them.
No, as we've seen demonstrated again and again. And now we've got the 3 squads of Fallschirmjäger moving in to try to cut off these vehicle crews and the rifleman squad and get them on the retreat.
Yeah. With the rifleman, what you should do is enter suppression mode now, so then that will make it harder for him to steal that point. Those vehicle crews are not gonna get it that well. I don't think they're gonna get it that well.
How when you set up the riflemen into that kind of mode, do they just get suppression added onto their normal attack, or do you have to tell them to point in some direction or anything like that?
No, they just get suppression added to their mode, to their normal fire. It's just like the when they enter that mode in the files, the weapon will just have a suppression mode ability. Oh, nice with the grenades.
Wow, that was nice. And now we've got the medics with their handguns trying to take on these Fallschirmjäger.
Yeah, drive back, otherwise you're gonna get Panzerfausted. Come on.
Panzerfaust. Well, you may not need that. Ouch. And Barton's Jagdpanther is not doing anything. It's just sitting invisible in the middle of the road.
Yeah, it's just giving him some scouting. Ooh, could be a nice grenade. No, Barton retreats in time. So yeah,
something just got destroyed for Barton. I think it was the Rakettenwerfer.
Yeah, that's the Oberkommando's. That's their anti-tank gun. It's got a short range compared to most AT guns, but it has about the same penetration. And also the unique thing about it is that you can actually enter buildings with it.
You can also retreat it.
Yes, as well.
But you can't use the reverse gear, which I find kind of annoying.
Yeah, that does annoy me. I mean, when I first started playing as well, I would always try to like back up using the reverse. And then oh, this is quite clever. Barton's actually managed to sneak this Jagdpanzer all the way to the base to kill one of the priests.
Oof, man, yeah, the AT gun is way far forward and it's not moving.
Well, that's pretty sneaky, to be honest.
This okay, so Barton's got another schlepping truck moving around. I don't think he's gonna try to destroy any buildings with it. What should he do with it? I mean, he can. There is a fourth building that we haven't seen yet. There's an additional building that we've not yet seen. What is that one?
That's the Schwere Panzer command. That lets you have Obersoldaten, Sturmtiger, Panther, and Panzer II. You can get from that building.
And I believe you also have to have all three of them alive at one time if you want to call it a King Tiger, which you know,
that's
something
right.
a lot of people were wishing for a long time. So now they've gotten their Fallschirmjägers and their King Tigers, and they can finally be happy.
Yeah, you can. So for the KT, you need all three buildings as well. So that's a sizable amount of fuel. The first two trucks are 40 each, and the last one, Schwere Panzer, is 80 fuel.
There is an extremely slow fight happening over on the right, but I'm more interested in what this Jagdpanther is going to do. So he's thrown on his invisibility cloak, and man, is it? Looking at the U.S. base, is it even possible to get an annihilation on them? I mean, I'm sure it is, but just have to destroy
Barton
all
does
these
see this priest.
My God. Priest, can we see some impeccable micro as the AT gun and the priest in conjunction with this? Oh, crew stunned. There's enough for a point-blank engine shot. You gonna see that?
Yeah, I hope he does it.
Please. I want to see it. He's not doing it. He's shooting at the Fallschirmjäger.
Yeah, he really needs to do this so he can finish his unit off.
And the AT gun doesn't even set up in the right direction. I'm disappointed. Oh, that looked nice though. Oh.
So here come Fallschirmjägers on top of that AT gun, which is going to vaporize very quickly.
So, Puco's army has gotten very, very, very small yet again. He's down to a two-man rifle squad over in this church on the right. A new priest, which must be about the fifth one at this point. and I'm sure it will get killed momentarily. And another Steward.
That was
beautiful.
Yeah, I think he wasted too many priests in that game. Very, very perplexing. But yeah, that's I suppose some highlight.
Well, mainly we wanted this replay for its pedagogical value.
Yeah.
So that was some good pedagogy that you dropped on us. Yes, I know that's not the right word. I just like the way that it sounds to say that wrong. And this Steward stands alone. Do you have any comments on this? Because I am, as we established earlier, totally ignorant about all things. I have nothing of meaning to say.
I think that maybe Puco could have done with some, like a Sherman, maybe. But it might have helped him against all that infantry, because it does very well against infantry with the high explosive shells. Something he could have got. And I think just some unit control, really. He just lost squads far too easily. Really, that was his downfall.
Yes, he was playing he was not using his units to their fullest for a long time. There were squads just sitting in buildings in front of sectors that they could easily cap. But perhaps you'll join me another time for a replay where we focus more on, the play and the action, and not on let's teach noob ComputerHeat how to play the game that he just bought.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, another time would be great. So just go through all the just a normal cast then. But yeah, this is fine.
Well, thank you everybody for watching. I hope you learned something out of this, and thank you, IpKai, for joining me.
You're welcome.
And that's it. Goodbye, folks.